Well, one of the reasons I'm excited that Patty's sourdough book is done and out is because it means I can get my attention back to my first ebook, which is Marriage Tips for Men. And each week on our live stream, I'm planning anyway to talk about one of the rules of engagement and matrimony that are going to appear in my Marriage Tips for Men ebook. And tonight's rule is rule number one. Of course, they're all rule number one because I can't rearrange the order. Don't blame the sandpaper. It's you that needs refining. So, men folk, and I guess you could, this could apply to women too. I'm just writing it, from a man's perspective and to, my audience of men folk, but it could apply to women. So this is a simple thing. What is it that about your spouse that irritates you? Don't answer that in the chat. I'm not asking you to tell me what about your spouse irritates you in the chat. Don't put that. Just silently to yourself. What is it about your spouse that irritates you? And then ask yourself this question. What's God trying to rub off of you? Don't blame the sandpaper. It's you that needs refining. And so if, is it my pride that needs to be buffed out and buffed down? Is it my temper? He don't
have a temper.
I don't have much of a temper.
He really don't.
I don't. So that just by the mercy of God. But I just want to use this rule, this marriage tip for men, to rearrange your thinking. Quit focusing aggravation toward your spouse and ask God to show you what is it that needs molding or refining in you that's causing that irritation. And if you can change your way of thinking about that, then and really, really change your frame of reference or your perspective to that, then it'll make your life a lot easier, and you will not be so quick to get frustrated or aggravated or irritated by your spouse, because you will begin to use that as an opportunity to say, okay, what needs to change in me? Mm-hmm. Because I can tell you, 99% of the time, 99.9999999% of the time, when I feel irritated by something Patty does or says, it's because I'm reacting wrongly. It's because I'm coming from the wrong place of interpretation. In other words, most of the time, it's something in me that needs to be refined or fixed. So, rule number one, don't blame the sandpaper. It's you that needs refining. There's a lot of friction when you take a piece of wood and put some sandpaper on it, especially if it's that big old grit, that rubs that roughness off of there. And the Lord just may be trying to polish you, sir. He may just be trying to get you may have a nasty big old knot that he's trying to work off of you, and he's using the person he's put you together with to do it. So be grateful for that friction and ask God to help you to cooperate with him and allow him to mold you. And sooner or later, that grit gets finer and finer and finer, and the finish is smooth and smooth and smooth. Then you can slap some polyurethane on it and be over with it. So anyway, that's it. Marriage tips for men. And we'll try to do another one next week.
But baby,
what
do I do to irritate you? I didn't think you ever got irritated at me.
I don't, because I used to.
You did? What did I used to do?
I can't remember. It's been so long ago.
Ah.
I'm no dummy.